How many people there on your list in life, they hurt me, they hurt me? How many of us have a list of people? So did they hurt us that day? चलो किसी को भी याद करो अभी और चेक करो कैसे हर्ट किया उन्होंने हमें उस दिन. हाँ? With their words, by their behavior. Okay. By doing something which I don't like. Put both your hands out. Put them on your left hand. Put yourself on your right hand. And now actually put somebody of your life there, okay? On your left hand, put someone real there. And put their real behavior there, what they did that day. And now visualize. They did what they did. They said what they said. To me, about me. That is what they did. They cheated me. They betrayed me. They lied to me. Now, last line. Take the left hand and say, they entered into my mind and hurt me. Yes or no? If we allow them to hurt, आप 1 minute खड़े हो ना. Now allow me to hurt you. I'm here, you're there. I can shout at you, scream at you, say the most nasty thing to you in front of so many, online, live. Now, put your finger there. Where's the mind? रख के रखना. रखो. Can I enter there and hurt you? सोच लो, ऐसे नहीं बोलना. Always remember what is the power of the other person and what is my power. We are not saying the other person is not powerful. The other person is very powerful. But what is their power and what is my power? I can do all that. Now, can I enter there and hurt you? Everybody put your finger there. Here, this is where I hurt. Can they enter there and hurt me? They can cheat me, betray me, exploit me. They can even physically hit me actually. Can they enter there and hurt me? Then who hurts me? Suppose your spouse says to you, you're no good. I don't want to live with you anymore. That's their power. They can say it. Visualize. Left hand says, you're no good. You've ruined my life. The biggest mistake of my life was to get married to you. बोल देते हैं ना कभी कभी. किसने बोला ऐसा कभी कुछ? आगे से मत बोलना, तथास्तु हो जाता है. Okay? कभी नहीं बोलना ऐसा. But let's say they said this to you. This is their power. This is their power. And at that time, you believe that they don't love you. Because they're behaving that way, they're saying those kind of words. Nobody who loves another person will say this kind of words. So they don't love me. Fine. What power do I have at that time? Become the master of your mind. What power do you have? If you're the victim of their words, then what you're going to do is, what they say to you, you will start saying to yourself. कभी भी देखना, जो कुछ कोई बोलता है ना, हम उसी की कमेंट्री रिपीट करते रहते हैं अपने अंदर. करते रहते हैं कि नहीं करते रहते? Even if somebody says to you, you're very nice, हम सोचते जाएंगे. They said I'm very nice. They said I'm very nice. They said I'm very nice. They say it once. We say it. So imagine they say to you, you ruined my life. Now what's the commentary that starts inside? This is what I did. This is what I did. I gave up my job. I did this. I did. For this is what I'm going to hear after 20 years. तो उनकी लाइन एक थी, हमारी लाइन्स कितनी थी? बहुत सारी थी. So who created those बहुत सारी lines? Who created? I. पक्का? पक्का? Be certain. पक्का you created those lines or they created those lines? They created those lines that is going on as a running commentary inside you, or you created those lines? Huh? Just those thoughts that you're creating when they say that line is whose creation? They or you? They trigger by creating one line. The rest of the 100 lines is whose creation? Just keep all those words aside. Use simple word. They spoke one line. Who speaks the rest of the lines? Sure. Now, if I am creating the rest of those lines, do I have the power to create a different quality of the rest of the lines? And if I shift to creating a different set of lines, then will they have the power to hurt me? So who actually hurt me? The situation is what the situation is. Let's remove all this vocabulary which is not allowing me to say, I am the creator of my thoughts. No, but they influenced. Yeah, they influenced, but I still had a choice what I have to create. Nobody can enter into your mind and force you to think a certain way. You can lose your job today, you can lose your spouse today, you can lose your house today, you can lose your world today. Everything is outside. But what you're going to think inside is still going to be my commentary. And Raj Yoga only teaches me to create a perfect commentary inside. And if I had learned the art of creating this perfect commentary inside, then let anything happen in the outside world. And anything means anything. Because still the commentary inside is still my choice. The other day I was on a flight and somebody just showed me his phone, and there was this whole building which was all charred. It was burnt, the rooms. He said, "Ye mera office hai." I said, "Acha." He said, "Ye aaj subah hua." And he was just saying it as if it was somebody else's office. I said, "Acha." I said, "Aap theek hai?" He said, "Haan." I said, "Bahut acha." He said, "Kisi ko bhi kuch nahi hua. I'm very happy today." Choice hai. And we all use these choices. There are many times when situations are tough and we create very powerful thoughts. Yes or no? Now, only thing we have to do is we have to do it always. Nothing new. We have to do it always. So who hurts me? Bolo, अच्छे से बोलो. Because we've lived our life saying, they hurt me, she hurt me, he hurt me, they insulted me, they. Who hurt me? Now, those of you who've come with your spouse, look at them and say, your power is over. After this, you can't hurt me. The choice is going to be mine. You keep saying what you want to say. The choice is mine. And this is the first step of being nice to yourself, being kind to yourself. We want the whole world to be nice to us. And we're standing like this in front of the world. Be nice to me, be kind to me, love me, say nice things to me. I can say any horrible things to myself, but the rest of the world should be nice to me. Why should the rest of the world be nice to me? They are not even being nice to themselves. How can they be nice to me? They don't have the power right now to be nice to me because they are not nice to themselves. If I am bitter inside, it's difficult to radiate nice energy. I can say words, but I won't be radiating the right energy. So who's ready to start writing their own commentary, their choice? And then after that, who's the only one who can hurt you? I. And who's the only one who can heal you? Finished. Happy Independence Day. It's Happy Independence Day. This is called Swarajya. Swarajya. Self-rule, self-management. Okay? Now you're going to just write this. And now I'm going to experiment with this for the next 2 days. And just see the difference. This is stimulus. This is my mind. This is stimulus because we were attached. The mind is attached to the stimulus. Dependency means attached. So as is the stimulus, so is the mind. In school we used to write, happy day of your life, essay. That's where the first seed was sown. Which is the happiest day of life? When something nice happened outside. And obviously when something nice did not happen outside, how can I be happy? Now, which is going to be the happiest day of your life? Which is going to be the happiest day of your life? And how many times a day? अच्छे से बोलो, तथास्तु हो जाएगा. How many times a day? Always. So when you go back, you'll be vibrating, smiling, and people say, "गए ना वहाँ देखो जादू हो गया, बदल के आ गए." Many people don't like to send their spouse here. कहते जादू हो जाता है वहाँ पे जाने से. I said, क्या जादू होता है? वो आते हैं तो गुस्सा नहीं करते. People tell us वो गुस्सा नहीं कर रहे जब से वापस आए हैं. Last time we came for a retreat and then after a month later, a couple came to the class and their son, college going. And I said, so did you see a change in your mother? And he was like, yes. I said, what happened? No, she's not the way she went. I said, अच्छा मतलब इतना बुरा तो कुछ नहीं हो गया होगा वहाँ से आने के बाद. I said, what happened? वो गुस्सा ही नहीं करती, अभी बदल गई है वो एकदम. So बदल जाना है ऐसे. Why? Why should we do it? We saw this morning. It is not just affirmations, are not just those few thoughts which we create for a particular situation. My every thought can create a disease, and my every thought can heal an existing disease. So how many of you liked Mohit Bhaiya's miracle this morning? Everybody. So are we just going to remain with liking his miracle, or are we going to create our miracle? Because tab tak to it's somebody else's story. And we've always heard many stories. And miracle was everything that used the power of the mind. When the world said no this, and that mind said no this. And the world said, wow, how lucky. Somebody said miracle. Somebody says Bhagwan ki blessings. It's the power of the mind. And once we get into this practice, then creating miracles just becomes a normal way of living. Because you're using the power of the mind in every scene of life, every situation of life. And then you shift from saying, I'm stressed, to saying, I'm happy. Last word. I'm happy always. Underline. Happy always. Imagine if people's behavior doesn't create any pain in us. तो disease बनेगी कहाँ से? Disease comes from the word dis-ease. Dis-ease. When I, the soul, shift from my position of ease to dis-ease, the result of that is a dis-ease in the body. So we are here, I am a soul, then there is an energy body, a body of light, and then there is a physical body. So first the disease happens here. Then that disease radiates vibration to the energy body, and then the disease manifests in the physical body after a few years. And then we go to the doctor and we get the disease removed from the physical body. So whether it's a tumor, whether it's a heart blockage, the doctor can only, because they are trained for that, they will remove it from the physical body, and then they say to us, lifestyle. ध्यान रखना. Then they say, नहीं तो फिर से हो जाएगा. बोलते हैं ना ऐसे, फिर से हो जाएगा. Why does a disease recur? पूरी treatment हो गई, सारा ठीक हो गया, everything is gone. Why does it come back? Because it was removed only from the physical body. The cause of the disease was not removed. And where is the cause of the disease? Lifestyle, of course. But lifestyle is not just eating, drinking, sleeping, exercising. Where is life? Where is life? Atma. So lifestyle means the way I think, the way I speak, the way I behave, the way I work, the way I live. That is lifestyle. So if a doctor says change your lifestyle, don't just change your eating, sleeping, exercising. It is the way I think, the way I speak, the way I behave. If I have the habit of getting irritated, it's an unhealthy lifestyle. If I get the habit of creating hurt for every time somebody is not my way, it's an unhealthy lifestyle. If I have the habit of controlling people and wanting them to be my way, it's an unhealthy lifestyle. If I have the habit of seeking approval from people, it's an unhealthy lifestyle. If I have the habit of needing validation from people around me and I want to become like them, it's an unhealthy lifestyle. And this unhealthy lifestyle will create upheaval in this body. So lifestyle is not outside only. 2024, I'm sure we all know at least one person who was leading a healthy lifestyle outside and they suddenly left. How many of us know at least one person who left like that? Suddenly, abhi sab theek hai, abhi gone. Kahan dard hua? Yahan. Which means this heart was getting affected since, but we didn't know. We didn't know. And so you saw that research today that the predominant cause was stress. So stress means any unhealthy emotion. And we saw that gene structure and we saw that layer on top, right? And what did they say? Change your emotion, this gene will change. Simple. Not just change your food. Not just change your sleeping habit, exercise. Change an emotion. Put both your hands outside. Now I'll say out a few sanskars and you're going to put it on the left hand side if it's not healthy and it's on the right hand side if it's healthy. Or you can call it normal not normal. Not by the definition of what the world says, but by the definition of what you feel when you're creating that sanskar. Stress. And say it out, left or right? Left. And the world says stress is normal. The world says stress is necessary. And we are going to say stress is? Stress is an emotional dis-ease. I'm not at ease when I'm stressed. So it is a dis-ease, not physical disease, not a mental health issue. It is an emotional dis-ease. Remember this, go home and teach your children. Don't tell them exam hai, stress to hoga hi. Train them right from the first day of school. Exam is exam, and exam needs a very calm, peaceful, powerful mind. Train them from the first day. Last day exam will be smooth experience. The child goes in the 10th standard, the whole world around. अच्छा आपके बोर्ड के एग्जाम है, ओहो ये साल तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट होगा, तथास्तु बहुत स्ट्रेस होगा. एंड पेरेंट्स को आपको भी तो स्ट्रेस होगा ना, आपके बच्चों के बोर्ड के एग्जाम्स हैं, इतना बोलते हैं, पूरा साल बोलते हैं, एंड देन 1 वीक बिफोर द एग्जाम बोलते हैं बच्चा स्ट्रेस मत करना, तुम्हारे बोर्ड के एग्जाम्स हैं. सो वी इक्वेटेड एग्जाम विद स्ट्रेस. And if I equate my academic exam with stress, then my every exam of life will also get equated to stress. And actually, what does every exam of life need? What kind of mind is needed to cross that exam? Calm. Teach from kindergarten. You know how many children left in 2024 chose not to live? They chose not to live, and they just wrote a chitti for their parents saying, we're sorry, we couldn't meet up to your expectations. Why? Because that parent conditioned them that you becoming this will be my happiness. And it's not that one particular parent. We as parents, as society created that conditioning. आप ये बन जाओगे तो हम बहुत खुश होंगे. Change vocabulary. आप बनोगे अपने फायदे के लिए. मेरी खुशी is not dependent on your marks. Be very clear. Tell your child, my happiness is not dependent on your marks, and your happiness is also not dependent on your marks. Your performance is important. Your professional career is important. Your professional career is dependent on your marks, but happiness is not dependent on your marks. True or false? So will your face remain the same if the marks are less or more? Yes. You have to do it. If we haven't learned from so many children losing their life, and we still don't learn, it's not one parent. It is society who has created that conditioning. And so that child feels like a failure. Failure doesn't want to live. Imagine that parent will say, don't become anything, just come back. Just come back. But we conditioned. So can we go back and change that conditioning? Marks are very important. Performance is very important. But happiness has nothing to do with them. True or false? पक्का पक्का ऐसे ऊपर ऊपर से नहीं बोलना. अच्छा, if happiness was dependent on marks, then all the ones who come first should be happiest. Is that okay? Is that true? No. So then, go to the premier institutes of the country today. Those children are over there who've not come anything but first all their life. And they have psychiatrists, they have psychologists in the premier institutes, and yet they have people in the campus who are choosing not to live. So वो तो कभी second आए नहीं ना. So why are we creating this wrong conditioning in them? Say marks बहुत important, but this is separate. This will work separately, this will work separately. It's two different worlds. Inner world, outer world is separate. Don't club both of them and make the inner world dependent on the outer world. Because then if that outer world is not my way, the inner world will collapse, and that is what is happening today. So how to learn to be happy? How are you going to teach your children how to learn to be happy? Just by doing one thing, thinking right in every situation. नींबू चम्मच रेस खेली थी स्कूल में? किसने खेली थी स्कूल में नींबू? That's the way to live life. रखो चम्मच इधर, रखो नींबू इधर. Run in the race, but you don't win just because you reach that end. You win if you reach that end with the limbu on the spoon. And where is that lemon? Where's that lemon which has to be on the spoon? Rakho ungli. You'll have to do that many times these 3 days. Where is that lemon? Here. So if I come first but I get stressed, I get anxious, I take anti-anxiety medicine before the exam, the world can call you successful. But actually, no. Actually, no. Because it's very visible you don't have the strength to face challenges of your life. And it's very easy to build that strength, provided we work on that. So, ठीक है, can we separate marks from happiness? Ready? इस पे भी वर्क करना है, इस पे भी वर्क करना है. And most important, to teach them to be able to give their exams peaceful and powerful. They will perform better, obviously, but most important is they will not go through this depletion in every exam. Exam तो खत्म हो जाता है. But I, the soul, got depleted because of that exam. Then I, the soul, got depleted because of this exam. Then I, the soul, got depleted because of this situation. Then I, the soul, got depleted because of this person's behavior. Once you create a dependency, it's a dependency. Independent means independent. So marks and happiness separate? Yes? Performance and happiness separate?